Yasodhanandana bhajanaranjana Yasodhanandana bhajanaranjana Yamuna chirabanachari Yamuna chirabanachari Jaya Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Balaba Giribaradhari Jaya Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Balaba Giribaradhari Yasodhanandana bhajanaranjana Yasodhanandana bhajanaranjana Yamuna chirabanachari Yamuna chirabanachari Jaya Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Balaba Giribaradhari Jaya Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Balaba Giribaradhari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Jaya Prabhupada 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 Nitago Haribo 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 Nitago Haribo Nitai go Haribo, 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 Nitai go Haribo, Nitai go. Nitai Gopi Manande, Grantara Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Sri Krishna Balaram ki, Ishvara Samasunda ki, Hare Krishna. Narayana Namaskritya, Narayana Narottamam, Devam Sarasatim Vyasam, Tato Jaya Mudiraye, Nasta Prayesva Bhadresu, Nijam Bhagavata Sevaya, Bhagavati Uttamas Loke, Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki, Vede Ramane Chaiva Purane Bharate Tata Hado Adyam Chamadija Hari Savaja Giyate Mukam Karati Vachalam Pangulam Karati Gri Yakipata Ham Bande Sri Gurudina Tarine Paramananda Madhava Dhamma Prajito Katavota Paramone Masaram Satan Vedam Vaishtavam Atavastam Shivadam Tabatayo Molanam Sima Bhagavati Mahamani Kitinki Vai Para Ishvara Sadhu Rudi Habarudia Tritra Katavita Krishnam Atoyam Brahmasutranam Bharatata Vininaya Gayatri Basarupo So Vedata Paribhinita Sabaviti Śaraṇaṁ Śaraṇaṁ Paripramita Sabhavedana Saram Hip Sri Bhaktam Vishyate Tadrashamitati Sashyana Yatyasa Shirati Koji Guravi Guruchamraya Ratikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Bhaktayo Namo Namaha Namamo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nivise Sanyamadi Pashta Adestarini Panchakapatribhascha Kripasvini Bhavicha Patitanam Pavanabhebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Good morning to everyone. So I thank everyone who is here this morning for the Srimad Bhagavatam class and also those who are watching from Vrindavan TV. Hare Krishna. So this we're in the 10th canto, chapter 48. The chapter is the Krishna pleases his devotees. So this chapter is after Lord Krishna. He had that is after the killing of Kamsa, and then Krishna sent message to Vrindavan with Uddhava. Now, Krishna made certain promises, and in this chapter, he fulfilled that promise. The promise, the visiting of Kubja, Trivakra, and then visiting of Akrura. So Krishna fulfilled those promises in this chapter. Then, of course, there's a lot of nice, wonderful prayers which were made by Akrura. So today we are at text 26, right? Text 26 on the board? Okay. So text 26, this is Akrura, who is making a prayer to Krishna. So we call, please repeat after me. Paṇḍitas tvad aparaṁ śaraṇaṁ samīyād. Bhakta-priyād ṛta-giraḥ suhṛdaḥ kṛta-jñāt. sarvān dadāti suhṛdo bhajato bhikāmān. ātmānam upacayāpacayau na yasya. paṇḍitas tvad aparam śaraṇaṁ samīyād. bhakta-priyād ṛta-giraḥ suhṛdaḥ kṛta-jñāt. sarvān dadāti suhṛdo bhajato bhikāmān. ātmānam upacayāpacayau na yasya. You can please chant. Or you can say somebody else can chant from him. paṇḍitas tvad aparam samīyāt.
bhakta-priyād suhṛdaḥ kṛta-jñāt. sarvān dadāti suhṛdo bhajato bhikāmān ātmānam api upacayāpacayau yasya.
Somebody else. Hello. Oh, they cannot see? It's too small? You have it over there? Acha. Mataji, you can chant. Bhakta-priyād suhṛdaḥ kṛta-jñāt. What? paṇḍitaḥ, scholar. Tvad, other than you. Aparam, to another. śaraṇaṁ, for shelter. Samīyāt, will go. Bhakta, to your devotees. Priyāt, affectionate. ṛta, always true. ṛta-giraḥ, whose words. suhṛdaḥ, the well-wisher. kṛta-jñāt, grateful. sarvān, all. dadāti, you give. suhṛdaḥ, to your well-wishing devotees. bhajataḥ, who are engaged in worshipping you. abhikāmān, desires. ātmānam, yourself. api, even, upacaya, increase, apacayau, or diminution, na, never, yasya, whose. Translation and purport by Srila disciples. What learned person will approach anyone but you for shelter when you are the affectionate, grateful, and truthful well-wisher of your devotees? To those who worship you in sincere friendship, you reward everything they desire, even your own self, yet you never increase or diminish. It's very nice text. Krishna give himself to others, but he never diminish or decrease, because Krishna is complete. Punam is always complete in himself. Om Punam Mada Punam. This is from the Upanishad. So in the purport here it says, this verse describes both the Lord and his devotees as suhṛdaḥ, well-wishers. The Lord is the well-wisher of his devotees, and the devotee lovingly desires all happiness for the Lord. Even in this world, an excess of love may sometimes produce unnecessary solicitude. For example, we often observe that a mother's loving concern for her adult child is not always justified by an actual danger to the child. A grown child may be wealthy, competent, and healthy, and yet the mother's loving concern continues. Similarly, a pure devotee always feels loving concern for Lord Krishna, as exemplified by Mother Yashoda, who could only think of Krishna as her beautiful son. Lord Krishna had promised Akrura that after killing Kamsa, he will visit his home, and now the Lord kept his promise. Akrura recognizes this and glorifies the Lord as ṛta-giraḥ, one who is true to his word. The Lord is kṛta-jñāt, grateful for whatever little worship a devotee offers, and even if the devotee forgets, the Lord does not. So the Lord does not forget service rendered by the devotees. It doesn't matter how insignificant that service is. Even though sometimes within our association, sometimes we tend to discredit the activities of others. Like sometimes some persons are looked at as big devotees, especially if you've done so many activities like big distributors. And those who are unable to perform such activities, they are usually looked down upon. That, oh, what have you done? So it's there, we all experience that. But Krishna does not overlook service rendered by anyone. The Lord appreciates even the most little effort that one performs. The story is there during the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, when the bridge was to be constructed to go to Lanka. So many, the monkeys, big vanaras, they were throwing big boulders into the ocean to construct the bridge. But they were throwing, all the big monkeys, these are not ordinary monkeys, these are huge personalities. Hanuman, Sugriva, Jambavan, so many of them. So as they were doing this, there was one squirrel, very tiny, small animal. So one squirrel was there, and he was also trying to, push some stones, some tiny stones into the water, trying to push some stones. So this squirrel will go, and sometimes he will try to push some sand, and some of this sand will get stuck to his body, and then he will go into the water to rinse his body. And as he goes to the water to rinse his body, this sand will come off into the ocean. So as he was doing this, the other monkeys, they feel disturbed by what he's doing. That, what are you doing? You are creating a disturbance, because they will not step on him. They ask him that, what are you doing here? He said, well, I'm trying to help to construct the bridge. I'm also trying to carry some whatever it is, how little it is, just to construct the bridge. So when he said it, everybody started laughing. All these big monkeys, look at this guy. They all started laughing at him, So as they were laughing at him, then Ram, he heard this. And he told them that, why are you laughing at him? You are throwing big stones, big boulder mountains into the ocean, and this squirrel was pushing little sand into the ocean. But it's the little thing that holds things together. It's the little speck of sand that actually holds big things together. So, essentially, Lord Ram is telling them how you should not underestimate the effort of someone else. As a matter of fact, the Lord actually affectionately carried this squirrel and then stroke his body. So in this prayer, Akrura is saying how the Lord is ever grateful for the actions. He's always grateful. Just before I go, there is the commentary also by Srila Siddha Swami. He had commented also on this particular text. So Siddha Swami said, now that his own desires have been realized, Akrura expresses his pleasure in the verse beginning Ka paṇḍitaḥ, ṛta-giraḥ, means whose words are true. Of course, Akrura says Ka paṇḍitaḥ is whose scholar, whose learned person will refuse to surrender to you. Having you know your quality, how you are very, very affectionate to your devotees, you are the well-wisher of Krishna says, students of ātmānam are the well-wishing friend of all living entities. So he said, paṇḍitāḥ, what is that? Aparam, śaraṇaṁ, samīyād. Which learned person will refuse to surrender unto you? So Siddha Swami continues, he's saying, who will approach some other shelter than you? After all, you are what desires in all ways. Abil, to all who worship you, are what even yourself. You are what even yourself to all those who worship you. And of course, as Srila Vishnu Chakravarti he also made a very nice commentary on this verse. Tvad aparam means other than you. Itvaton on your mouth. ṛta-giraḥ means whose words are true, implying that his statement that after killing cancer, I will come to your home was truthful. Suhṛdaḥ means acting beneficially, or in other words, you understand what will benefit your servant and act accordingly. kṛta-jñāt means that you are aware of whatever little worship. You are aware of whatever little worship of you a devotee has performed, even if he forgets it. So we may forget what we might have done, but Krishna does not forget. So that's why sometimes you will see that in the most unusual circumstance, we find like devotees who might have, we call them blood in the West. We have gone away back to the material world. And they pretty much become part of material energy, fully absorbing that. But sometimes in a miraculous way, you will find some very miraculous thing will happen in the life of such devotees. I know one particular devotee actually he used to be one of the big leaders in ISKCON, one of the original property in GBC. And this devotee, after Prabhupada departed, he went, and then he was doing so many crazy stuff. I can't even talk about it. He was doing so many crazy things, engaging so many sinful acts. But this devotee, he contracted disease. He contracted AIDS. And when he contracted AIDS, somehow he was about to leave his body. And all of a sudden, devotees came to know that he was about to leave his body, so they bring him to they brought him to the temple, near the temple, and everybody got around him. Everybody got around him and was chanting. Prabhupada was before him, and So this devotee, he left his body this way, and because this devotee, Prabhupada promised him that at the time of your death, I will come for you. Prabhupada actually promised the devotee, so at the time of your death, I will come for you. And this is exactly what happened. So therefore, every devotee's action must never be underestimated, because Krishna, he recognizes what we do. Krishna values our actions, even though may be very, very, insignificant. So therefore, Akrura is praying that paṇḍitas, aparam, śaraṇaṁ, samīyād, which scholarly person who have really understood, you can think of another person to surrender to. Now he said here that, but giving everything up to his own self will leave him greatly diminished. Which objection is answered? Whose your increase and diminution never occur. Because Krishna is always full in himself. There's never any such a thing that just because he's giving away everything, he's giving. Actually, many universes are coming from him. So many emanations are coming from him. But still, he's always remained full himself. He remained full in himself. So that's the significant part. Even though all the objects in millions of universes are brought to you as offerings by millions of Brahmins and other demigods, still you undergo no increase. And even though you give everything to your devotee, including even your own self, you do not decrease. Thus, this, it is implied, it is due to your possessing inconceivable and unlimited potencies. So many universes are coming from him. Still, he remains the same. just like the ocean is there, all the rivers coming, flows into the ocean. All the big rivers, especially in the rainy season, flow into the ocean, but the ocean remains the same. The ocean does not increase the size. The ocean does not increase the size, even though so many rivers are flowing onto it. So similarly also, the offerings that are being made to Krishna are there still. You mentioned here that millions and millions of demigods, Brahmajas, they are making lots of offerings to the Lord. Still, the Lord remains the same, because his color is ātmānam, is aptakam, is self-fulfilled. Krishna does not require anyone to fulfill his own desires. He fulfills his own desire. But when Krishna, out of love for his devotees, he accepts the devotees' offering. He accepts the devotees' offering. So the Akrura making this prayer, that who else can one surrender unto? So there's a similar prayer also earlier made by Uddhava. In the Bhagavatam 3rd canto you find this verse. When Uddhava was talking with Vidura, so he was talking with Vidura. And that time, Uddhava was just on his way to the Himalayas, because he was being sent there by Lord Krishna before he departed, that he should go to the Himalaya and he should give them message of me. So Uddhava was going there, and then he met Vidura on the way. And then, of course, Vidura could tell that, yes, Lord Krishna had left the planet, because Uddhava was simply expressing separation from the Lord. They expressed separation. So Uddhava said, Aho baki yam stalam kalakutam jigansaya payayat apiyasadvi lebe gatim dati uchitam tatunyam kamva dalum śaraṇaṁ brajema. So the same verse, Kamva dayalu śaraṇaṁ brajema. Who else can I surrender to? That person. So he said, alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he, who granted the position of mother to a shield demon, Putana? Although she was unfaithful, and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. So Putana was awarded the topmost position. Why? How come? Because Putana was sent by Kamsa to Vrindavan to go and kill Krishna. So Putana, she put enough poison on her breast milk, enough to kill 100 strong men. Enough to kill 100 strong men. She put such a poison because she wanted to make sure that Krishna was just a baby. He was just 3 days old. So she wanted to make sure that, yes, Krishna will sucking his breast, Krishna will die. So she came to Vrindavan, and she did not come as a big demoness. Normally, our original form, she has such a huge form. But she did not come as a big demoness. She came, she changed her form into a very attractive woman. And when she came to Vrindavan as an attractive woman, when she was coming, when everybody saw her, everybody was thinking that, oh, this lady must have come from the heavenly planet because she had such a heavenly beauty. They said she must have come from the heavenly planet. So she was going. Actually, as Srila Bhakti Thakur was writing about the demons of Vrindavan, that these various demons that Krishna killed, they are the representation of particular anantas, and the demons, Putana, she represents a false guru, a fake guru. So Putana had come to Vrindavan, coming as a well-wisher. So she was going, actually people were even following her, that, oh, such a graceful woman had come to Vrindavan. And then she went to the house of Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj. So she went there, inside, and when she went inside, nobody had any thoughts that this woman could have any evil intention. Nobody had any such thought because of such a, very angelic woman. And then she went to into the room where Krishna was kept. So she went to the room where Krishna was kept, and of course Krishna knows who she is, that is a degraded man has come. But Krishna didn't say anything. As a matter of fact, when Krishna, saw her, he simply closed his eye. Because, the baby, they're very, in terms of when somebody comes to them, they're very timid. And at the same time, Christians know that this demoness has come. So he knows that he has to kill her. But at the same time, when she pushed her breast milk into Krishna's mouth, Krishna accepted it. Krishna accepted her breast milk. Even though the breast was, the nipple was smeared with poison, so Krishna accepted it. Krishna took the milk, and at the same time, took her alive, killed her. So of course Krishna was squeezing her breast in such a way that she became very, she was feeling such intense pain that she started crying, that, oh child, leave me. But Krishna will not leave her. So eventually she was killed. So of course, it's a very wonderful story in the chapter 6 or 7 of the 10th canto. But however, even though her intention was to kill Krishna, but Krishna overlooked such intention. He overlooked it. He overlooked such intention. But the fact that she had made an offering of her breast to Krishna to suck, so Krishna accepted that offering. He accepted the offering of her giving her breast milk to him, and then after she was killed, Putana was given a high position in the spiritual world. She became one of Krishna's nurse. She attained such a great position of being one of Krishna's nurse in the spiritual world. So therefore, Uddhava was saying that who else can I take shelter of except such a person? Who else that's worth taking shelter of? Because in this material world, we can worship demigods and anything like that, but all of them, there's always some calculation is always there. But who else is worth taking shelter of except Krishna? That such a person, Bhakti means Putana, came with every intention. Still, Krishna killed her demoniac mentality, but at the same time he awarded her the great position of being one of his nurse in the spiritual world. Srila Prabhupada had written in the purport to this verse, he said, here is an example of the extreme mercy of the Lord, even to his enemy. His extreme mercy, even to his enemy. It is said that a nobleman accepts the good qualities of a person of doubtful character, just as one accepts nectar from a stalk of poison. In his babyhood, he was administered deadly poison by Putana, a shield demon, who tried to kill the wonderful baby. And because he was a demon, it was impossible for her to know that the Supreme Lord, even though playing the part of a baby, was no one less than the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. So God is always God. It doesn't matter what form he has taken, what role he's playing. He's always the Supreme Lord, full in himself. His value as the Supreme Lord did not diminish upon his becoming a baby to please his devotee Yashoda. The Lord may assume the form of a baby or a shape other than that of a human being, but it doesn't make the slightest difference. He's always the same Supreme. A living creature, however powerful he may become by dint of severe penance, can never become equal to the Supreme Lord. We have so many yogis, so many mystics, and all that. They're very powerful, but none of them can ever become equal to him. No one can be greater than him, nor can anyone be equal to him. That is the quality of Krishna, the quality of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's always Bhagavan. It's Bhagavan. Bhagavan means the possessor of all opulences. Ishvara, yasya, samagrasya, yasya, yasya. He's full of opulence, full of wealth, full of beauty, his beautiful form, strength, fame, renunciation. It's always full in itself. So it doesn't matter what form he has taken. It doesn't matter. But the Lord, of course, he takes the particular form for the purpose of to satisfy his devotees. Because when devotees want to see him in a particular form, so the Lord, he assumed that form. So Prabhupada continue, Lord Krishna accepted the motherhood of Putana because she pretended to be an affectionate mother, allowing Krishna to suck her breast. The Lord accepts the least qualification of the living entity and awards him the highest reward. The Lord accepts the least qualification of the living entity and awards the highest reward. That is the standard of his character. Therefore, who but the Lord can be the ultimate shelter? Just like we are talking about the little squirrel. The squirrel was trying to put some sand into the ocean when the bridge was being built to cross to go to Lanka. So even though all the big monkeys, they were laughing at him, at this squirrel, but the Lord said that, no, don't laugh at him. Don't laugh at, just see just see the intention. The intention is what matters, not so much the effort. What's mentality? And that's why we are called Krishna Consciousness, Society for Krishna Consciousness, which means the conscious. What is the consciousness behind everything that we will do? What is the consciousness behind it? In one of his lectures, Prabhupada said that this Krishna consciousness movement is heart transaction. It's a heart transaction, which means it's something by the heart. Krishna consciousness is an activity of the heart that we'll do. So we may think that a particular devotee may be insignificant, but the Lord does not see it that way. Lord Krishna does not see it that way. One time when Narada Muni, he was traveling, as usual. He was traveling on the planet, and as he was traveling, he came across a Brahmana, very highly learned, and all that. So he came across a Brahmana. So when this Brahmana saw Narada Muni, he was very happy. He gave him worship and all that. And then the Brahmana asked Narada Muni that, oh dear sage, where are you going? Nadamani said that, oh, I am going to the spiritual world to visit Lord Narayan. So the Brahmana was very, very happy, and he asked, he said, oh, can you please ask my Lord, how many more births do I have to take in this material world? How many more births do I have to take? So Nadamani said, yes, I will do that. And then Nadamani was going, he came across a shoemaker, somebody who makes shoe, the lowest of our profession. But this shoemaker, of course, was a devotee of the Lord. So, Saint Nadamani, he was very, very, happy to see Nadamani. So he worshipped Nadamani, washed his feet and all that. And then asked Nadamani that, where are you going in the great sage? So Nadamani said that, oh, I am going to the spiritual world, to Vaikuntha, to see the Lord Narayan. So, and this shoemaker asked Nadamani that, well, maybe you can ask my Lord, how many more births do I have to take in this material world before I can be liberated? So, Nadamani said, yes, I'll do that. So Nadamani, he reached the spiritual world because he's a transcendental spaceman. He travels back and forth, material and spiritual world, he can go back and forth. Because Nadamani is a perfect person, So, he had his audience with Lord Narayan. And then, as he was going come back to the material world, he asked Lord Narayan that, by the way, he met these two devotees. One is a Brahmana and one is a cobbler, shoemaker. So they want to find out how many more births they have to take in the material world before they can come be liberated. So Lord Narayan said, for the Brahman, it's going to take another millions of births before he can be liberated. And for the cobbler, the shoemaker, this is his last birth. After this birth, he's going to come to me. So Nadamani was surprised. He said, how is that? That the cobbler, the Brahman are such a highly intelligent, teaching people, giving people knowledge, cultivation. How is it that he's going to take in millions of births before he can come to the spiritual world? And you, my dear, and the cobbler is coming, who has no qualification whatsoever, is coming after this birth. So Lord Narayan told him that, well, you will know, if they ask you what I was doing, tell them that the Lord is threading a needle with an elephant. He's taking an elephant through the eye of a needle, this way, that way. Just tell him this is what I was doing. So Nadamani, so he came back. He came back to earth. And then he went back to these persons. First he went to the Brahmana, and the Brahmana was very happy to receive Nadamani. And then the Brahmana asked him that, well, what did the Lord say? How many more births do I have to take in this material world? So Nadamani said, well, the Lord said, not for another million births. So the Brahmana was surprised. Not for another million births? How is that? I'm such a highly qualified Brahmana, studying, teaching the Vedas all the time, teaching people how to worship. How is that? That is going to take me millions and millions of births? I don't think you have seen the Lord. By the way, if you have seen the Lord, what was he doing if you have seen him? So Nadamani said, well, when I saw Lord Narayan, the Lord, he was threading the eye of a needle with an elephant, taking it, on the hole of a needle, this way, that way. So, and then, when the Brahmana heard that, he was laughing. He said, how is this possible? Taking the needle and an elephant and passing it through the eye of a needle? It's impossible. You have not seen the Lord. And then he chased away Nadamani. You have not seen him, he chased him away. Now you are lying. So of course, Nadamuni could see that this fellow has no faith. And then he went to the cobbler, and the cobbler he was, of course, happy to see Nadamuni. So the cobbler said, "My dear Lord, Nadamuni, what did the Lord say that how many more births do I have to take to be in this material world? How many more births?" So Nadamuni said, "Well, the Lord said this is your last birth, and after this birth you will come to him." So the cobbler was surprised. He said, "How is that? I'm such an insignificant person. I'm so low class, I'm a cobbler, I have no qualification whatsoever. How is that possible that this is going to be my last birth? How is it? And by the way, when you saw the Lord, what was he doing?" So Nadamuni said, "Well, when I saw the Lord, he was threading a needle with an elephant, a big elephant passing through the eye of a needle." So when the cobbler heard that, he was full of ecstasy. He was dancing. "Oh, my Lord is so wonderful. My Lord is wonderful, wonderful. He can do the most amazing thing." And then Nadamuni asked him that, "Do you believe in that?" He said, "Of course. Just see, from a tiny seed, a gigantic banyan tree can come from a tiny seed. So what is the eye of, so taking an elephant through the eye of a needle, this is insignificant activities of the Lord." So, Nadamuni could say that, yes, this person has faith, whereas this Brahmana, has no faith. So the Lord looked at the least amount of qualification. Of course, Putana, she came with a bad intention to kill the Lord. She came with a bad intention to kill Krishna. Baby Krishna was only a few days old. But at the same time, what happened that when she entered the room and she saw this baby Krishna, she actually had a mind change. Her mind was changed actually. The mind, this is how the acharyas have explained. The mind changed that, "Oh, look at this wonderful boy. Look at this wonderful child." She had this certain attraction towards Krishna at that moment. That, look at this wonderful child. So she has such a wonderful child, and then with that mood, even though the mentality of killing Krishna is there with the mood that, yes, this is a wonderful child. And then she offered her breast milk to Krishna. She offered her breast, and it's that breast. Now, so because of that certain change, which is very momentary, that Putana had, when she entered the room, so Krishna recognized that. Krishna recognized that, and then, even though kill her, so that she could no more be troublesome, kill her, but at the same time give her the topmost perfection. Give her the topmost, what else can anyone aspire for? A devotee can aspire for, having such, being one of Krishna's mother. Being one of Krishna's mother. So what else can someone aspire for? So therefore, in these two prayers, the prayer by Akrura, we sing that paṇḍitāḥ, aparam, samīyād, that what a learned person, how big a Scottish person can learn, who will refuse to surrender unto you by approaching someone else. So, and of course, the Lord has so many, many qualities. He's very, very affectionate, very, very grateful. He's very, very truthful to his words. And he's the supreme well-wisher of all living entities. He said, Sudam Savadehinam, Sudam Savabhota. He's the supreme well-wisher of everyone. These are one of his unlimited qualities. And any approach made towards Krishna is always good. The end result is always good. Any approach that's one made towards Krishna. So that's the great characteristics of the Supreme Lord. And that's what Bhagavatam is all about. How to understand these wonderful qualities of the Lord. So in the Bhagavatam we have the pastimes of the Lord, which have been described, especially this 10th canto. This 10th canto is all the Lila of Krishna, but at the same time, it's also full of philosophy, full of many, many prayers. So that all this can give us a proper perspective that yes, the Lord is there performing different Lilas for the pleasure of his devotees. And at the same time also, his position never diminished. Krishna gives himself to his devotees. There are so many pastimes how when this was demonstrated, but at the same time the Lord remains the same. So therefore, who else can we surrender unto? So we are very, very fortunate that we have come to this platform, this understanding of Krishna consciousness. So thank you very much. If there is any questions or comments, you can please go ahead. You'd like to have something, Maharaj? So anybody like to ask any question before the prasadam? Anyway, thank you very much for coming, for listening. Jai Grantaras Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gopi Manande, Hare Krishna.